What's going on, superhero fans? Jacob Bartley here. This is Comic Hero Talk, and today I am reviewing Secret Empire, issue number 4. Who's that on the cover? You want to know who? Well, before I get started, this is a spoiler review. I'm going to be talking about specific details going on in this comic and the entire Secret Empire run leading up to this issue. You have been warned. If you have not read Secret Empire, go read it. Pick up the 0 issue. If not the 1 issue, go start reading it. There's my non-spoiler review. Read it. You'll enjoy it, I think. But for this issue specifically and everything leading up to it, I'm going to be talking spoilers from this point on. If you didn't already know, that bigger figure on the cover is Ultron, but also Hank Pym. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I haven't been following what's going on with Ultron or Hank Pym leading up to this comic, but it has Hank Pym's consciousness with Ultron. It's kind of a combination of the two, and it was kind of centered around him. This issue, you have the team, the Rogues, with Iron Man and Ant-Man, and the good guys going to get this piece of the Cosmic Cube that's under Ultron's fortress that he built in Antarctica or Alaska. He built this house or this city, and he has like an army of Ultrons there. So each team is going to go get this piece of the Cosmic Cube, and they end up bumping heads at Ultron's facility, and he captures all of them and basically is like, why are you guys fighting? We need to bring the Avengers back together. This is just like old times, blah, 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 trying to get in their heads. Is it really Hank Pym? Is it not? I think by the end of this issue, they're telling us that Hank Pym is really inside there somewhere, that it's a combination of Ultron and Pym. And if you know the story of Ultron in the comics, he was created from Hank Pym's brain, so it would make sense in a way. But overall, I did really like this issue. The 0 through 2 are freaking amazing. That's what made me really praise this whole Secret Empire story leading up to this point. I didn't love 3 and 4 as much as I've loved the start to it, but I'm still locked in. I'm still going to buy every issue going forward, and I still want to continue reading it, but it is kind of getting a little too complicated at this point. At the end of the last issue, you had a Steve Rogers type figure show up in the forest, and he doesn't know what's going on. Then you have a Sam Wilson and Bucky look-alike that I don't know what's going on with all that, and it's too confusing. Maybe by the time I see where it's going, I'll be okay with it, but is that the real Steve Rogers? Is that the real Bucky? The real... I don't know. And it's just way too confusing. And I shouldn't have to read all the other side comics in order to understand what's going on in this run. That's not how it should be. They have all these Secret Empire Uprising, Secret Empire Dog Poop, all these random things that are like Secret Empire tie-ins that I should not have to read to enjoy this issue or this run. That being said, I still really enjoy this. He has all these ex-Avengers at the dinner table, and Ultron/Pym is talking to them and saying how they're destroying each other. But it turns out at the end, he just wants them to keep being at war with each other. He wants these two sides to be equally fighting each other till they eventually destroy themselves. So what does he do? He lets the good guys, Iron Man and Ant-Man and Hercules and that crew, he lets them take the piece of the Cosmic Cube, and he reveals to Steve Rogers that it's because he needed to even the playing field. Steve Rogers and Hydra were winning this war, and he needed to even the playing field to further allow these two sides to keep fighting till they eventually destroy themselves and Ultron or Pym can rule the world. Genius. But there's a moment in this comic, and it's like 1 or 2 pages, and Ultron's attacking them, or if it's Hank Pym, Pymtron. I'm going to call him Pymtron. From now on, that's Pymtron. Pymtron is attacking them, and he's about to kill AI Tony Stark, whatever, and Scott Lang, Ant-Man, is like, hey, you're my hero. I look up to you not only because you gave me this suit, but because you went through some bad shit and you got over it. You overcame it and moved forward in life, and I did the same thing. I went to prison, and you helped me realize that you can't just, even if you make a mistake, you can't let it hold you down. And that moment just really got to me. It just reminded me why I love comics, because I can be reading a comic with all this action and everything going on, and they could have this one moment in a comic book that makes me realize, first of all, how great humanity can be and how great comics are, because they reflect us, they reflect society, they reflect individuals, and people can relate. So I'm just reading this moment, I'm like, man, yeah, I've done some dumb shit in my life too, and I shouldn't let it bring me down or hold me back from moving forward in life. And that was my best takeaway from this whole comic. But overall, I did really like it. I think it's still solid, but not as great as the first couple issues of Secret Empire. I'm hoping it can continue and finish strong. Alright, well, that's going to do it for my thoughts on Secret Empire issue number 4. Let me know in the comment section what you think about Secret Empire. Do you like it? Are you enjoying it? Do you like 3 and 4 better than 1 and 2? Do you feel the same way as I do, that it started off really strong and it's kind of dipping a little bit, getting a little bit too complicated? Let me know in the comment section, please. And if you love superheroes, if you love superhero movies, if you love comic book movies, comic book TV shows, and comics, subscribe to Comic Hero Talk. Again, I am Jacob Bartley. Thanks again for listening. Until next time, see you later.